Good evening, good evening. This is James Bush. I am one half of Bush Counseling Services. And once again, possibly you have entered the random ramble. And tonight my topic is that revisionist history. Did I make a mistake in this marriage? It's a question that many people ask, especially being a counselor. You hear that often, or not even on the couch. You hear that sometimes talking to different people, especially that first year or two or so when you hear having that rough joining period of time. How you doing, Charity? Thank you for tuning in. Did I make the right decision? So, I'm going to give you a couple things to maybe entertain or look at when you are examining. That, I appreciate that, Charity. I'll receive that. I receive that wholeheartedly. I receive it. Thank you. Thank you. What's good, Fraley? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in. Oh, Fraley. So, but before I get started with that, if you can hit subscribe, like, share, thumbs up, no thumbs down, hopefully. But I'm on so many social media platforms, it's ridiculous. But also, to keep up with the live events, alerts, as well as downloads, possibly a snippet of a manuscript, and maybe schedule your free one-time consultation with us. So text Ramble to 31996. That's Ramble to 31996. What's good, Trey? Thank you for tuning in. What's good, T? Thank you for tuning in. So now let's get back to it. Did I make a mistake in marrying this person? Did I make a mistake in marrying this woman? Did I make a mistake in marrying this guy? Here are a couple things that I would look at to consider when you're trying to answer this question. Okay. Is there attraction? Is there a connection? Can you build with the person or did you build anything, or are you building something with the person that you are currently with at that point in time? One of my statements is that if you're not asking enough questions, then you ain't going to have enough answers. And if you don't have enough answers, then how can you go any further with that? Make sense? What's good, Fred? Appreciate you tuning in. And so you got to also identify if some of the relationship that you've been in, well, the marriage that matured to a marriage, is it a fling? Was it something that you guys had over the summer? Or I guess with this, what they say, cuffing season at this point in time? What's good, Haley? Thank you for tuning in. You know, some things come for 5 or 6 months and then you just move on with them or so. But sometimes when you try to make a fling last longer than it actually is, that can be problematic. And it can prove when you enter a relationship as an even more in a marriage. Some of the danger signs you've seen in a relationship while dating, while coupled up or so, they don't go away. People are who they are. Thank you. How you doing? Thanks for tuning in, Miss Cynthia. What's going on, Ajia? Thanks for tuning in. So, number two of all, was or is your life in danger? Now, some situations are very chaotic, and sexual assault in the home, possible domestic violence or so that goes along with that. So I don't think I need to say much on that bullet point. If your life is in danger, it's no brainer. Run, move. More than likely, in a domestic violence situation or sexual assault, it won't change. Or then again, it possibly can change. But sometimes there needs to be a separation for you to be in a safe place, a safe environment, because those things tend to escalate out of hand quickly. Enough said on that one right there. Charity, elaborate on that. People don't care, James. Elaborate on that for me. And so then, finally, I'm going to give the scientific portion of this. And, well, they will be in condition you think to it's okay. Yeah, and you know what? That is true. Some of them do. They are conditioned to it. They sometimes may have witnessed their mother or their father go through different situations where they feel like, man, this is normal or so like that. But especially when it comes to that sexual or domestic abuse, that's not normal. When you are being beaten, when you are being assaulted against your will or anything like that, that's a problem. And that's something that you definitely have to. When I'm working with my clients, I definitely have to call them on the carpet of why are we continue to put ourselves in these type of situations when it is not healthy. Overall, it's the overall health of you, not just physical, but mental, that matters in this. Thank you for tuning in, Jabbar. Good one. Thank you for tuning in, Adrian. Thank you for tuning in, Lisa. It's like the parent who thinks beating a child with an extension cord is okay. That's learned information and poor parenting. Yeah, an extension cord, a flip-flop, a newspaper, all the other kind of stuff. Those things are learned or so like that. And again, it can be problematic. All right, so didn't want to be on here too long, but let me give you this last one. So you got to also understand when you're looking at, did I make a mistake in marrying this person? Did I mess up? Did I choose the wrong one? Overall, you have to be able to really understand that. You got to understand that we as humans, we shift, we change. Charity said, fly swatter, saying it'll be okay. That's just cruel. But anyway, as humans, we change, we shift. The brain isn't fully formed until the age of 25. We all know that people at times do go through midlife crisis. I'm sure my women can feel me on this. Menopause does happen. Then for some of the fellas, they'll state the idea of, do I still got it? It's just that simple. And these are markers in human existence that people undergo. And the fact is that if you're not willing to make the necessary adjustments when those things happen, then it's going to be problematic. Okay, you said Will and Jada seem to be unhappy, but okay. Should people be like that? Will and Jada, okay, let's talk about that real quick. Why are we basing a construct such as happiness or idea such as happiness off a celebrity? We don't live with them. They are showing us, and they are, even though they're doing the nice job on the Red Table Talks, and I guess they're bringing a lot of issues within the African American community to light, the fact is they are using a editing machine, if I can say, or a video editor. And so they're showing you what they want you to see, not the total picture. And with that being said, Charity, you are a therapist, and you have people sit on your couch, and you know the stories that they're saying, and the reality of how hard marriage is. Again, we come from different backgrounds, experiences, ideations. The list goes on and on. And so with that, basing a life or making sound judgments or taking cues from celebrities, I tend to not desire to do that because they're in a different lane than I am currently, and a lot of my clients. Thanks for tuning in, Danielle. Charity, she said, is menopause a reason to pause the relationship to discover themselves? The highlight reel, as I've heard some say. Yeah, again, Danielle, that is right, the highlight reel. And is menopause a reason to pause the relationship to rediscover themselves? I'm going to ask you this, Charity. Why do you wait to menopause to rediscover yourself? The thing is, if you're taking inventory throughout your life each and every day, listening to yourself, getting those quiet moments, meditating, then possibly you can find, and you won't have to rediscover yourself because you'll know where you are trending or where you're heading, But that's a good question, though. Lakia Milliken, thanks for tuning in. Charity, you're right. My husband told the kids tonight I was a fantastic mom. More than likely, that's great. And you were shocked. What are you telling me, Charity? But anyway, like I said, it's just that human existence, we go through different shifts, and especially when you are in a relationship with one person, I like to look at it as I like the illustration of a team, a unit, a car, for instance. If there is something wrong with the engine, then the car has a problem. If there's something wrong with the tire, then the car has a problem. So when you're in a relationship, when you're on a team or so, you can't isolate one part because the car is going to run different or funny based on what is wrong with it, based on what is malfunctioning within it. And so with that being said, when you're going through these different shifts and changes or so, that's something that you have to take into account. That's something that you have to prepare for. Thanks for tuning in, Natalie. You have to prepare for those things so that you can continue to work as a unit and go forward together. What's good? Thanks for tuning in, Rodney. And so, last but not least, again, ask yourself, or not, well, wait a minute. Let me rephrase that. Don't ask yourself. But if you have clients or if you have people that you work with or so, some of you are going to hear this. Did I make a mistake in this marriage? Did I rush in? Did I jump the gun? Charity says, my husband said tonight we have to look at the good things that are happening and not just the bad stuff. And that's true. I'm going to like that. That's definitely true. You definitely have to look at that. I mean, because there's plenty of things to focus on negatively. One rotten apple spoils the whole bunch. I mean, we can find things in each and other's life that doesn't necessarily add up to scale, and that you can harp on, or times when each of us have missed the mark. I mean, nobody's perfect or anything like that. And even if you haven't done anything that per se isn't one of those egregious atrocities, or as they say, sins, it still may not measure up to what some person or some other believes that is decent. I mean, again, we're all different. We all come from a different background. I mean, and that's one of the biggest things that I try to advocate for, is that because we do that, you have to continue to learn your partner. But if you don't continue to learn your partner, or you don't study them, then you will begin to ask yourselves these types of questions. Did I make a mistake? And again, the mistake may not be the other person. The mistake may be you. But for more on this topic and topics like this, visit us at bushcounselingservices.com, or you can text Ramble to 31996 to keep up to date with alerts, downloads, possible manuscript hits, or maybe to schedule your one-time free session with us. And Charity, what she say? She said, people keep judging their marriage by what friends say they won't put up with. Then you find out they get mad at their spouse and don't speak for days. Well, yes, that's true. I don't really put too much stock in what people say these days. I mean, really, why? I don't live with them. You don't live with them. I mean, again, we're telling stories. We're giving narratives from a filtered point of view, if I could say that. We're not getting the whole story or what that person is experiencing or going on within their life, and because of that, it makes things look a different way. But the truth of the matter is, it's not. And when you see those individuals when they split, or when you can see them at the kids' Christmas party or at the birthday party, you see one on the other side, the other one on the other side, and you're like, oh, okay, that don't look right. All right. Or you can see it be dinner, and all of a sudden you see one keep looking, one keep leaving the table, and the other one, she's sitting at the other end of the table. I mean, I've seen stuff like that, and it's reality. And I think the one thing that as a society, what we have to do is we have to be real. People go through stuff, but if we have the tools when we are going through these things, then maybe we'll have the tools and be prepared to get through them as we go through them. All right? But you guys take care. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Remember, like, share, subscribe on whatever platform this is. Take it easy.